G'day Earthlings, Dr. Rank here, and welcome to Gaming Legends, the show that refuses to believe this game is 15 years old. Super Mario Galaxy is the Wii game that revolutionized motion control platforming. Unfortunately, I'm not a revolutionist. Can you beat Super Mario Galaxy with a GameCube controller? The basic idea of this run is to beat the game on official hardware with an official Nintendo GameCube controller as the primary input device. This is only possible in the Super Mario 3D All-Stars version of Galaxy via a USB adapter. While it doesn't have native GameCube support like Sunshine, it does treat it like a normal Pro controller. Of course, a true GameCube-only run is outright impossible since there are a few key inputs that it lacks. Instead, this will be a low-score challenge in 3 categories: gyros, crouches, and taps, prioritized in that order. A gyro is any instance where we use motion controls to advance, with the number incrementing for every star we obtain in the process. The GameCube doesn't have a gyroscope, so the game constantly receives input akin to resting it on a flat surface. While you can shake the controller with X and Y, there are several vehicle sections that require you to tilt it. Since these stars are the least GameCube friendly, we'll only be collecting them as a last resort. A crouch is defined as any press of the crouch button. In 3D All-Stars, the crouch function is mapped to ZL, which has no equivalent on the GameCube. You might be yelling at me to just remap it to L, but the Switch won't let me do that with wired controllers. Using the crouch function requires a second controller. And finally, taps. Without gyro, the only way to move the star cursor is with the Nintendo Switch's touchscreen. For this score, a tap begins when the touchscreen is given input during gameplay and ends when that input ceases. For example, one continuous stroke only counts as one tap. This counter will not include menu navigation, level selection, or activating pull stars while in the Comet Observatory, because otherwise we'd be here all night. Tapping is preferable to crouching, which in turn is preferable to using gyro. But if we can get a star without incrementing any of these, we will absolutely grab that star first. With the rules set, let's get this adventure started. The start of the game plays out mostly normally, but we do still need some getting used to. The only way we can use the cursor is by centering it with R, which, among other things, makes it harder to collect star bits. Additionally, without the crouch button, we don't have access to Mario's backflip, long jump, or ground pound abilities. This isn't an issue for the first 2 stars, but after Dino Piranha, we're immediately thrust into the Starbit tutorial. As CMeeCraft viewers are already aware, this tutorial is completely unskippable, and we can't move on until we complete it by feeding Polari 5 starbits. You might think this requires 5 taps, but that assumes that the laws of mathematics exist. If you double tap on the screen, then hold on the second tap, the game will fire starbits constantly, letting us feed Polari in as little as 2 taps. It is technically possible to do it in 1 tap by aligning the cursor and holding ZR in handheld mode, but that method isn't replicatable with the GameCube and is thus prohibited. The very next star is also trouble, a snack of cosmic proportions. To get off the first planet, we need to use these pull stars to reach the launch star. The only way to activate pull stars is with the cursor. The ones in the Comet Observatory don't count as gameplay since they transition straight into the level select, but these ones absolutely are used for gameplay and thus will increment our tap counter. But remember, we can still put the cursor in the center of the screen, allowing us to grab the first pull star. And if we let go before reaching it, we can carry our momentum with us all the way up. We do still have to feed the Hungry Luma, but he too sits right in the middle. The star itself also seemingly requires pull stars, but it's perfectly reachable with a mid-air spin. Good Egg Galaxy's 3rd star and Honey Hive's 1st are both incredibly easy. Honey Hive's 2nd revolves entirely around ground pounds, which are executed with ZL. Most of these ground pounds can be skipped using wall jump shenanigans, including the windmill leading to the boss. The boss itself, though, can only be damaged with ground pounds, and defeating him is the only way to make the star appear. It is mathematically impossible to proceed without this star, so we make our first 2 crouches. We need 1 more star to unlock anything new, and there are 2 available. Loop-de-Loop Galaxy requires us to do some ray surfing. The only way to steer this thing is with gyro, and unlike the cursor, the touchscreen can't be used as a substitute. The race course is going to be outright impossible. And that isn't to say you could enter the track in the first place, because the coach explicitly demands a demonstration of turning left. The only other option is Honeyhive's third mission, Big Bad Bugaboom. Guess how you defeat him? With 3 more ground pounds. Our crouch total is now at 5, but it's better than having 1 gyro. The Flip Switch and Sweet Sweet Galaxies both unlock at this point. Both of them are cakewalks, as is the boss fight against Megaleg. Then we get to Space Junk Galaxy. The first level, Pull Star Path, is exactly what it says on the tin. Without the star from Loop-de-Loop, we don't have any way to skip this galaxy. Pull Star Momentum is the answer, but it can only get us so far without grabbing a new one. We do have full cursor control while in first person mode, but we can only do that on solid ground. We have to manipulate Mario's movement in such a way that he can always grab a pull star from somewhere. The final pull star section looks like we don't have many options, but this isn't actually a 2D section. By pushing up or down on the joystick, we can use pull star momentum to go around the debris. It's still extremely finicky because of the sideways gravity, making your joystick inputs less than consistent. But after 20 minutes of attempts, I finally entered the next planet's gravity and grabbed the star. And no, I'm not doing the Speedy Comet. I have a life outside of YouTube, you know. This gives us access to the Rolling Green Galaxy, but we are neither rolling nor green. Thankfully, the second Space Junk Star is infinitely easier than the first, giving us access to Battle Rock Galaxy. The first star does have a couple of pull stars, but they're nowhere near as hard to use as the previous ones. Prankster Comets are starting to show up now, so I see no reason not to do the Dino Piranha speedrun back in Good Egg. Battle Rock's second star has a long pull star section that I'd rather not deal with, but the hidden star is still very accessible. With 15 stars under our belts, we can punch Bowser in the face with relative ease. Beach Bowl Galaxy's first star is next, which shows us one more limitation of our rule set. Without the crouch button, we can't dive at the surface of water, and thus can't swim below sea level. This is a problem because there are 11 specific stars that are locked behind this one alone. Luckily, we can jump out of the water, then spin as we land, and immediately press A to start swimming. It's finicky to activate, but it gets the job done. We do still have some ground pound switches to deal with, but all the obstacles can be cleared with a side flip and spin. This opens up the rest of Beach Bowl, Drip Drop, and Hurry Scurry Galaxies easily, though Beach Bowl's third star requires a ground pound switch, so we'll be missing out on both it and the Comet. Bubble Breeze, on the other hand, revolves entirely around the pointer, and the middle will only get us so far. Ghostly Galaxy's first star has one section where you're supposed to use pull stars after grabbing a key, which is harder than it might look. When the cursor moves off the pull star, there's a brief moment where it can still be grabbed, letting us easily rescue Luca. I then tried Space Junk's third star, but the heavy reliance on sling pods made it impossible. Thankfully, we can still get the hidden star, though not without an annoying pull star section. Also, I will never get to mention this again, but the Spanish version changed Tarantox's gender for the sake of alliteration. After visiting Lawrence in Good Egg, I took on Bowser Jr.'s Airship Armada, which is required to beat the game. The first half of the level has you launching from cannons, which use the cursor to aim. With the GameCube, we can only aim at the center of the screen, which doesn't exactly give us the best trajectory. We have to make 2 more taps to get this grand star, putting us at 4 total. Gusty Garden's first star is very easy, though my usual strategy of backflipping into the dandelions to extend my flight isn't an option here. The second star, however, revolves entirely around ground pounds. Good thing we can get all 5 stars from Freeze Flame, but they're the worst ones to get because we can't skate backwards. Dusty Dune only lets us get the first star and the green star, as the second requires you to ground pound a switch. I tried getting the star without it, but even a triple jump and spin couldn't reach high enough. I did get the hidden star from Ghostly Galaxy pretty easily, but the main mission it's found in is a pull star race, which, god no. Both stars from Boy Base are easy once you get underwater, and the remaining green star just requires some help from the post office. Unfortunately, all 3 trial galaxies are impossible without gyro. What is possible, though, is Bowser's Dark Matter plant, meaning we don't need any more specific stars and can focus on acquiring 60 total. Two good places to get them are Big Mouth Galaxy and both the Comet and Hidden Stars from Honey Hive. Gold Leaf Galaxy's first star is more troublesome. One of the blue star chips is intended to be obtained with a Sling Star, which will only appear after ground pounding some switches. We can, however, still reach it either with a side flip and spin or B Mario. Unfortunately, the bunny chase is not so polite. This bunny is much faster than those in previous levels, and without long jumps we can't catch up with pure speed. You're supposed to ground pound a switch to make walls appear, but we obviously can't do that. I did successfully stun it with the tree once, but wasn't able to replicate it. Luckily, the bunny has one more weakness to exploit. He moves slower through water. And this one pond at the planet's pole is just barely long enough to catch up, provided he goes along the right path. This allows us to grab the second star in Gold Leaf, though the third requires ground pounds and the hidden star uses a bubble. Honey Climb is easy, as are the first two stars and Comet from Sea Slide. I was reluctant to do the third star as one of the silver stars requires you to use a cannon. Luckily, the default angle gives you the perfect positioning to grab a pull star, which puts you in the Star Shroom's gravity range. This doesn't make the hidden star any easier though, so I'm not even going to feed the Luma. Toy time though isn't possible at all due to a plethora of mandatory ground pounds. Regardless, 48 stars is more than enough to take on Bowser Jr.'s lava reactor, where King Caliente continues to not put up a fight. Gateway's purple coins is easy, with the only limitation being that we can't exit flight mode without ZL. Deep Dark Galaxy requires a cannon just to get out of the first area, and it's not aimed correctly. I didn't think Dreadnought Galaxy would be a problem, but then I got to the first 2D section. The trampoline leads straight to the crushing walls, and without a ground pound, we can't get enough height from it. But who says we need the trampoline? I just did a wall jump on the left side and got up that way. With Dreadnought's first star out of the way, we can easily grab the second and the hidden star. The third star, though, has another ground pound switch, so the Topman tribe won't be able to exact their unwarranted revenge. We now have enough star bits to take on the Sand Spiral Galaxy, which goes by very easily. Melty Molten, on the other hand, isn't so kind. The first level has you go up this shaft that can only be used after hitting a ground pound switch. But for once, the switch is only required in quotation marks. Jump over the lava to the side area from Star 3, then get to the edge of the top platform and side flip and spin to get up to the Sling Star. And whatever you do, do not fall in the volcano. This makes the hidden star possible, but the main star is still behind a pull star section, which was a great opportunity for me to discover that these suns have their own gravity.
Physics. Who knew?
Unfortunately, now that we've labeled this one as impossible, our available star options are incredibly slim. With the easy completion of Bonefin Galaxy, we only have 56. We can get another one from Boo's Boneyard, but we don't have nearly enough star bits yet. The Sling Pod, Snowcap, and Matter Splatter galaxies are all locked behind other stars we just can't get. But I'm not done yet. Perhaps I judged Battle Rock's second star a bit too harshly. This pull star section seems to be the easiest we can hope for. We've got a lot less wiggle room due to the mines, but by shooting them with star bits we can clear a path and float straight to the launch star. We do still have to use a couple of cannons, but luckily they're already aimed perfectly. Now that we've got this star, we can easily clear both the normal and Daredevil fights against Top Maniac. Getting the Daredevil comet to actually appear was a bit annoying though. Only one comet can be present in any given dome at a time, and the speedy comet from Space Junk seemed to take priority. But for a small fee of 20 star bits, Comet Tico will put that priority on hold. We do still need to farm for star bits to unlock Boo's Boneyard, but there's more than enough from replaying Good Egg Galaxy. Boo's Boneyard itself is a little bit harder since we can't hold ZL to descend faster, but there's still plenty of time to win the race and acquire our 60th star. Bowser's Galaxy Reactor is no more difficult than usual, letting us easily punch him in the face one last time. With the heat death of the universe recorded on camera, the Mario Galaxy GameCube only-ish run ends with a final score of 4 taps, 5 crouches, and 0 gyros. I sincerely doubt we'll be able to push those numbers any further, so I can end this run with no regrets. If you want to watch the run in its entirety, you can view my no commentary playlist. And if you want to see more Galaxy Challenge runs, CMeeCraft has several different ones you can check out as well. I'll leave links to them in the description. That's all for now, and I will see you down under.